Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here with my good friend Keith. We're going to be doing Watch Soup tonight. And we've got some great videos. It was a busy week, so I didn't get to all the videos of the week. Maybe there were better ones that we could have picked, but I feel like we've got a few that are interesting that we can tackle. Leads to good discussions, at least. But yeah, before I get to that, let me say hi to Keith. Hi, Keith. How's
Hello,
it going?
Sanjay. Things are
um,
good.
yeah. How's your weekend?
Pretty uneventful. Bears won today, so that was good.
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone watching right now because there's also a good football game on right now, Chiefs and
Okay.
Bills.
Who's playing?
Um, the Chiefs and the Bills are playing right
Okay.
now.
Cool.
But yeah, Bears won, which I wasn't expecting. I took a
Yeah.
nice nap, and that's about it. How about you?
Had a good weekend. Went to church. Yeah, well, yesterday was a busy day with Wolfgang and Torin and them. It was a
Oh
nice day. Um,
it
but
was
yeah,
fun hearing your recap about that yesterday.
yeah,
Hopefully, one of these days I could make it up there.
yeah. Oh, it'd be so
That'd
good
be
to see
so
you.
fun to go.
Yeah, I'll take you everywhere I took Wolfgang,
Oh
which
yeah.
wasn't very much. um, but yeah, I was basically catching up on errands that I didn't get to do yesterday, mowing the lawn, um, doing some grocery shopping, stuff like that. So yeah, but what's on your wrist?
Oh, we're in the khaki field,
Nice.
mechanical. I know it's upside down.
Um,
Um,
sorry,
oh,
slow on the draw there.
well, since you're zooming in, I'll take it off.
Yeah, looks
On the
great.
strap that I hate, but I've been just lazy about getting a new one.
Yeah,
But that's okay.
yeah. Um, on my wrist, I have my recent purchase. So Black Bay 58 got a nice strap finally. Um, yeah, I got two straps today. So it's a Hirsch carbon. So Clayton will be happy. We kind of talked about that in the podcast, how he loves the Hirsch carbon.
So,
Um,
so you ordered them and they were mailed to you today? Well,
no, actually, it just so happened that my local watch store in the mall had one, like
oh,
a
okay.
blue Hirsch carbon. Yeah, so I was surprised to see it when I went there because every time I walk in, I kind of take a look. Um, so this fit the Black Bay 58 pretty well, and yeah, I picked it up. Something
Nice.
interesting though is that this time I'm enjoying the Black Bay 58 way more. Um, I because I went in knowing that the bracelet just won't work for me. So I didn't even size it. I just wrapped it up in saran wrap.
You know, I I was, I had the feeling I knew the answer, but I was interested. I thought you may have bought the one that you turned into them previously, like the exact same watch,
Yep.
but I'm guessing that was sold. Or oh, you said yep?
Oh, no, not the
Okay.
exact same watch. It was sold. This was brand new.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. I yeah, now that I knew that the bracelet was a no-go, I didn't even attempt to size it, and I straight away went into, a couple of straps, and I'm having way more fun with the Black Bay 58. I think, the first couple of weeks of the first time around, I was just like, "Oh, man, this is so
Mm.
close. The bracelet, the clasp was too long," and it's just, agonizing over it, and now I'm just like, "Yes, it's good." So I'm having way more fun with it,
S-
this time around.
So you always buy new from that AD. You never go for the pre-owned watches?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Um, like the Necton I bought
Oh,
was
that's right. That's right.
pre-owned.
Okay.
The El Primero I bought was pre-owned.
Mm.
You kinda have to be there at the right place at the right time because they have such a big network of people, that the pre-owned stuff just goes instantly. Like, Torrent traded in his Superman yesterday, and it was already sold, like, someone had already spoken for it,
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
Yeah, and that was 50 minutes, like 45 minutes between the time he sold it till me getting there, and I was like, "I really like Superman, maybe I'll pick it up," and he was like, "Sorry, man, already sold." Um, but yeah, it's a interesting interesting day yesterday. Really happy with the Black Bay 58 right now. It's like, building up, you know? But yeah, let's say hi to everyone in the chat. Underachieving Watch Collector, good to see you. Hey Dan, how's it going? Bill, how are you? Good to see you, Bill. Joey, how's it going? And Paul, the dynamic duo. Wilson, how's it going? Still can't believe you got that amazing piece. Great stuff, Wilson. Chaz, how's it going? Peter and Justin, good to see you guys. Um, Here is Sam's here and Corey. Good to see you. Um, your terrific is included. Yes. there's,
To a
I mean,
surprise to no one.
yeah. How can you not? How can you not? We'll talk about it soon. Hey Bruno, how's it going? Clayton, good to see you, sir. Um, Steve, how's it going? And the other Steve, hey, good to see you guys. Pale Horse, how's it going, sir? Good to see you. Rob, how's it going? Good to see you, sir. Um, let's see. It's 6 y'all late. I know because I have to watch. We were just chatting and yeah, kind of got late.
We could have been more than a minute late.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but about a minute, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. uh, Wilson is here, but Hammer is lonely. Hey Dib, how's it going? Good to see you, sir. Let's see. Nilo, good to see you. And Talking Watches, how's it going? Ken Spear, hello. Joey's wearing his Moser, good stuff. Great choice. Hey, Dave's here. Good to see you, Dave. Uh, thanks for joining us. Hey, Luke, good to see you. It's been a while. It's nice to see you in the chat. Mes9, how's it going? Um, all right. Oh, Kevin S is here as well. I'm sorry if I missed anyone, but I think that's everyone. Oh, Tennessee Mike's here. Hey, Tennessee Mike. Good to see you. Um, Sanjay likes you're terrific. Like Bobby Legs loves his yub. Yeah. No, not that much.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, okay. I'm a dad. I love dad jokes. You're terrific
Mm.
is the master of dad jokes.
Oh yeah.
He is as dry as it gets, and it's great. Um, but yeah, let's lead off into that actually. So for the reviews this week, wait, let me put my professional hat on. There we go. Reviews of this week, we had You're Terrific. He did a review of the Moser Streamliner Perpetual. I think the brand new one with the gray dial. It was a fantastic review, terrific review, and yeah. So I mean, just just the jokes. It was just one after another. It was so good. But the watch itself was a beautiful watch to see. He showcased how beautiful the dial is, the simplicity of an actual perpetual calendar, the fact that the leap years in the back, leap year indicators in the back. There was a joke that went with that if you need to know whether it's a leap year or not, you should probably stay away from your grandpa's old cough medicine. That was good. um, yeah, but it was a delightfully simple looking watch. Um, I know the logo is kind of there, but kind of not there. It was etched into the dial, and some people like that. Some people don't. I'm in the camp where I don't like that. I like to see the logo.
Mm.
So I do like it when Moser prints their logo, but here they kind of just etched it on the dial. But I like the continuity. The hands all had a similar look, including the hand indicating the month. He talked about the perfect placement of the date. A lot of people don't like a 4 o'clock date, but it turns out this was a really good implementation of it. It was a big date. It wasn't like a big date complication, but it was a bigger date, physically or literally speaking. Um,
Yeah, he actually really made me appreciate the 4:30 date. Not
yeah,
on just that watch, but on other watches.
yeah,
Talking about how, for areas of the world that read left to right from top to bottom, it just your eyes go that way when you're looking at the dial.
yeah,
So yeah, he made me appreciate that.
yeah, yeah. So overall, a very, very enjoyable review. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Keith.
Does it seems like setting the movement would be a huge hassle on a perpetual calendar. Is it just me here?
It is a huge hassle, kinda, but not in this one, right? In this one, you can set the date back or set the date forward. There's a pusher on the side to set the
True,
leap
true.
year, and you just if you let the watch run out for a few months, you'd be a while kind of turning the date to get
Hmm.
there because I don't think you can set the month.
Oh,
So you
okay.
just have to wind it or
Oh, wow.
scroll through the days to get to the right month.
You're not helping the case right there.
Well, it's not that bad though, right? I mean, who leaves their watch not used, for months on end? Well, people who could afford a 54,000 watch, I guess. Um, but yeah, yeah, Talking Watches just mentioned, that the date is actually loomed. That was cool too. I
Mm,
did like
I didn't
seeing that.
notice that.
Um, oh, Bruno just said, ID guy did his face reveal. I did not know that. Cool.
Oh, wow. That should be breaking news on here. I don't know.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Keith.
Oh, no, that's it.
That's it. Cool. So yeah, guys, if you haven't seen it, it was a great laugh, especially when he was trying to figure out the number of days the power reserve lasted, which he somehow went into pi r squared and the meaning of life, number 42, to calculate 7-day power reserve. So at first I thought he was serious because it's listed in hours, and then he mentioned pi r squared 42, and I was like, wait, what? How do you use pi r squared to count the number of days? And then it just clicked. He was just messing with us. But um,
He could have
the
fooled me.
more
So
sorry,
he could have fooled me easily. So
yeah, no.
I was been like, oh yeah, he must know what he's talking about. Sure.
Well, at the same time, there was all these equations, math equations, popping towards the screen. I mean, I just really appreciate his humor. It's so good. um, but yeah, before we get to the next one, Corey was saying I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a You're Terrific fanboy as well. I mean, how does Watchfinder have what 500,000 subscribers, but You're Terrific has like 30,000? This is a travesty. um, yeah, I mean, I no offense to the Watchfinder guy, but I mean, he's interesting. He's not as interesting as Evan. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the Watchfinder guy, I get a little bored watching him. I feel like he's so slow in his delivery of when he's talking about something. I'm just like, spit it out already. So
yeah,
yeah, I think You're Terrific has more entertainment value, and I honestly think the videos look better too. There's just a better look to them. So
yeah, more light.
more
I
color.
feel like, yeah. And I do appreciate the Watchfinder guy's humor as well. He has some very dry humor that
Hmm.
you could easily miss if you weren't paying attention. So I really appreciate that, but you know, You're Terrific is way more more entertaining. But just want to say hi to AP. Um, Bill Casing, hope you didn't run into any spring bar issues with that strap on the BB. Well, actually, funny that you
Oh,
mention it. Um,
thanks,
these
Bill.
spring bars are gold. The Tudor spring bars
Oh,
are
okay.
so good, which I'm guessing the same as Rolex spring bars, but man, they're so good. Uh, I didn't run into any issues, but I do like Tudor spring bars. uh, okay. Did I miss anything here? Everyone's saying hi to each other. He needs a 4K camera, says Dan. I'm never really drawn to 4K. Um, it's such a minor upgrade for me, and I'm a tech guy. I like 1080p to 4K. I couldn't care less. Um, but yeah, standard definition to 1080 was way bigger deal for me. But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I don't even have anything that could play 4K, I don't think. Unless my
no.
phone can and I'm unaware, but my TV and my laptop can't.
Well, you just upgraded your phone, or you're planning to upgrade?
Yeah. I
Okay,
just upgraded, yeah.
okay. 13 Pro.
So yeah, 13 regular.
Okay. I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think you can.
Okay.
I mean, resolution isn't everything, so oh well. Wilson was saying Moser has a great font for the logo. They shouldn't hide it. Absolutely. I really love the Moser logo. Um, Moser has an 8 or 9 day power reserve, says Joey. So if you wear it and wind it up once a week, no need for a winder. That's true. That's true. And considering how easy it is to set this perpetual calendar, it'll it'll go on for 7 days. Say you miss wearing it for a month, you only have to scroll through 3 weeks. So
True.
yeah.
I
Um,
mean, I'm happy my GMT is quartz partly, so I don't have to set the GMT hand.
yeah.
So every time it gets more than just the time and the date, I'm like, okay, it's a hassle. But that's just me.
Yeah. I understand it. I totally get it. Um, yeah, Sam mentioning redundant to have a high res panel on a small phone. I have a 1440p monitor and can't see the difference between 1440p and 4K resolutions. Good point. Good point. Corey is still running a 5-year-old iPhone SE, so no high res screen for me.
Yeah, I
Wow.
just turned in an S or a 6S, which is 6 years old,
Yeah.
and I was due. My phone couldn't hold a charge for more than probably less than an hour, like the last 2 years.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Well, because of COVID, I wasn't going anywhere, so it was always plugged in anyways. But
Yeah.
it
So
started to be a
you
real
basically had
hassle.
a landline.
Yeah, exactly.
uh, it's funny. Dave mentions that he only likes 4K for shooting pre-recorded videos so that I can crop, zoom, and pan digitally. That's a good point. Yeah, I should consider that. Alrighty. So next review. Next review was not really a review, but I thought I'd bring it up anyway. Bruce Williams just got my favorite iteration of the Tudor Royale. He got the two-tone black dialed, yeah, two-tone black dialed Tudor Royale, and yeah, it kind of made me really really happy. He got the bigger one, which I wouldn't be able to wear, but 38 mil one was the one I had, and it oh man, it was so nice. I don't know how some of you guys don't like it. I get it. We have different um tastes,
Hmm.
but oh, man, it's so nice. I think the gold and the engine turn bezel plays really well together. The steel engine turn bezel, it kind of looks a little odd, but when it's gold, it looks really nice. But yeah, he talked about how long it took to get the tutorial. That Tudor is really not shipping many of these watches to North America, and it's mostly going to Asia. And yeah, that it's a shame, and that these watches would sell really well. And I think they would. They're really good value, considering they're. I mean, not good value, but decent value considering they're a Tudor, and it's under 3K for the two tone. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to point out that Bruce Williams got a Tudor Royale, and it was pretty cool to see. Um, any thoughts, Keith? I know you don't like the Tudor Royale.
I was gonna
We
say,
we
I
talked
can't
about it
find
in
anything to like about that watch.
we talked about it in Clayton's podcast that's probably coming out tomorrow, I think. Um, but yeah, why don't you like it?
Because I can't find anything to like about it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like the bracelet. I don't like the bezel. I don't like how it doesn't really have lugs, I guess, but I don't like the curve on the where the lugs are.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just not for me. I don't. Yeah, don't
yeah,
like the hour
I hear you,
indices.
and that's fair. Um, Okay, so yeah, just a quick one there. Um, Wilson saying, Keith, there's a new thing called
Yeah,
Amazon.
okay. To clarify, I didn't upgrade because I wasn't going anywhere, so I didn't need the battery. So I knew I could buy stuff online, but that's why I didn't upgrade. And plus my wife has a newer phone, so if we do go out, like she has one that's perfectly, that works perfectly fine. So
Yeah, that's like a tech guy's nightmare. Like for what you're talking about, because I have three phones in front of me, three cell phones.
yeah, I like to leave the house without a phone. Like last night, me and my wife went out on a date. She had her phone, but I didn't bring mine. I just don't like
Yeah,
I feel like I'm too addicted to it, and it's fine if I'm at home and nothing else to do, but if I'm out and about, I don't wanna focus on that, so
yeah,
but when I need it, it was a real hassle. Me and my brother were out in Milwaukee one day, and we were searching for a place to go, but it was like I couldn't check it too often because I was gonna run out of battery.
that's funny.
We got caught in the rain, and I was trying to check the weather, and that like the weather app really drains the battery. So, but I'm good now, and I probably should have upgraded. Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So would you do like tricks like put in airplane mode and when you need it, kind of took it off airplane mode
Well,
too
the big
quickly?
thing was when the screen was on, so I just tried not to turn the screen on as much as possible. It was okay if the screen was off. It would really
Yeah,
heat up, and then the battery would start to really drain. So something was definitely off with it.
yeah, yeah. Love Tudor, don't love the Royale. Um, and Paul says Royale with extra cheese. Not sure what that is, but I know there's Royale toilet paper, right? Royal, is it Royal toilet paper? Anyway, um, in Australia, there's a wait list for the Royal. Wow. Um, Even the name Royal is bad for that watch. Um, yeah, my AD told me that it's actually pronounced Royale
Oh, okay.
because they don't want it confused with the Royal Oak, even though
Hmm.
that's clearly inspired by the Royal Oak. Um, but they
Well,
don't want.
Bruce mentioned that it's a name of an old Tudor model from the 50s or something like that, which I didn't
Oh, okay.
realize until he said it.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Must have missed
I
that
don't
part.
think it has a similar design to the current one, but they seem to
Yeah.
reuse the name.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. Hmm. It's the Tudor Royale, a good replacement for the VC overseas. Asking for a friend. No, no,
Yeah, you wish.
don't. Um, that that watch looks like what's in the watch case at the place where I buy gum. Not sure I get
Yeah,
that one.
I don't know that one.
Bill K says, I recall Bruce Williams saying his wife thought that the Royale was an old man's watch, but that didn't stop him from getting it. Yeah,
Didn't your wife say that?
yeah. My wife
Yeah.
said it was ugly. She said it was gaudy. She said she made a scowling face every time she saw me wearing it.
Oh, wow.
Which is why I traded it back in and got the blue dial one
Yeah,
because
right.
yeah, because I had the gold, the black and gold one, which was my favorite one. It still is my favorite Tudor Royale. But blue dial one was the second best one, and that's what I went for after. But my heart is still with the black and gold. But it offended my wife so much that it just I mean, she told me to keep it, but I didn't want to after that. Um, okay. Oh, okay. Paul says it looks like a gas station watch. Okay. I get it. I get it. Um, yeah, just the stuff you see on the side of the counter. Alrighty. So let's move on to um the videos for this week. Let's go. I was gonna say there's just one more watch video was gonna be a quick one.
Mhm.
There's not a lot to talk about, so let's get this one out of the way. Um, Jody has been doing, I think, two in a row now. 2 weeks in a
2 or
row,
3, yeah.
2 or three. He's been doing Sunday roasts, so he'll roast a watch on a Sunday, and this week happened to be a Rado, and it was a giant Rado, 45 millimeter Rado Captain Cook, made up out of titanium. It was kind of a funny video. I think they were almost. I think Jody was kind of a little heavy handed on this one. Um, I mean, it's a big watch. It's meant for a big wrist, and it's great that people have that option. And
Hmm.
what the 5% who actually need a watch with a 60 millimeter lug to lug with the bracelet attached. There were he. I mean, he did have some really good points. The titanium shade didn't match from the
Hmm.
bracelet to the case. What else? The watch
I
was
will say,
super thick. Yeah.
sorry, I've heard that criticism for the Black Bay 58 as well, that the bracelet doesn't match the case.
Really?
But I don't know. And I can kind of see it in pictures, but it's not as drastic as
Yeah.
that Rado is. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, this almost looked like a completely different material,
Right.
because yeah, I'm not gonna get this off in time, but,
No,
um,
it's fine.
it's wrapped up. For the next owner of this watch, see, I take care of my stuff, because I know I'm probably not gonna have it for long. I feel like I'm gonna keep this one this time for much longer.
How much
Um,
do they look over the watch for scratches and stuff when you turn it in? Is that a big concern when they give you an offer?
the first few times, it was, but after, all the trades that I've done, they don't even look at the watch. They don't even check to
Oh
see if
yeah.
the watch is in the box. They just
Oh really?
take it
Wow.
from me. Yeah,
Okay.
they know I take care of stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah. Uh, so the Rado Captain Cook, giant watch, and he had some complaints about the bracelet. The bracelet also didn't have any half links, supposedly, and because of that, the links are really long. Chances are you're gonna have to wear it super loose. Um, but yeah, I felt like Jody was a bit heavy-handed here. It wasn't as funny as the
Mm.
Bulova roast that he had last week.
Well,
Um,
as a YouTuber, what do you think of the idea of roasts in general? Do you like it? Is that some I know you're known for being Mr. Positivity, but you will call issues out if you see them. Is that something that would be fun to do in your channel? I'm guessing probably not, but do you at
well,
least like watching them?
I did enjoy watching them. It's kind of a laugh, I
Hmm.
guess. Um, I don't mind. I mean, I guess generally I don't mind seeing stuff being made fun of because I feel like it's all done in good fun.
Right,
I always err on the side of it's being done in good fun. Um, so people can say some pretty egregious things to me, and I can still say, "Haha, that's pretty funny."
right, right.
Um, but I don't know if I do it. Um, I do call out issues though.
Hmm.
If I see an issue, I will absolutely call it out. But yeah, I don't think I'd just spend an episode roasting something or looking for bad stuff just to pile on it. So
One
yeah,
thing I think that's impressive about Jody is how he finds issues. Like he's always finding these little issues, like the 11 o'clock
yeah,
marker being slightly darker than with the loom than all the other markers. That's something I would have never noticed in a million years, probably. But it's good that he notices that stuff. But yeah, he's really good at that.
yeah. He is. Yeah.
I think
I was really impressed with that 11 o'clock marker. I probably wouldn't have noticed that.
he reviewed a Seamaster one time and saw like splashes of loom on the dial.
Yes, you did.
That I don't think you could even see with a naked eye. You probably like he had a certain light that was showing it off. Like that kind of stuff is like might be being a little too picky, but it's good to know.
Yeah. Well, no, that would bug me a lot if I did find that on my dial. Um, but yeah, I mean, really quick video to go through. I thought it was funny that he did another roast. This was actually sent in from a viewer. That he wanted this watch roasted.
He was
And
unhappy with his purchase, so
yes, yeah. The bezel action. The viewer apparently said the bezel action was terrible. Um, I thought it was par for the course for the Captain Cook. The way Jody kind of turned it slightly, it felt or it looked like it felt like what I felt when it comes to the Captain Cook. Even the smaller ones, really tinny, not not rattly, but a high pitched click
Hmm.
that gives it a feeling of not as tough, not as built as the rest of the watch. But yeah, so let's move on from this one. Um, Chaz mentioned that I've never put a scratch on a watch bracelet. I absolutely have. um, I am. I generally don't, but I am okay at refinishing. Um, so I have don't have them right here, but I have a whole bunch of sandpaper grits. Again, from being a detailer, I have all these different sandpaper grits, and I can kind of approximate what the brushing looks like if it's a really fine brushing, if it's a coarse brushing, and I can replicate it pretty well. Um, Radial brushing I can't do too well, but yeah. Yes, it was actually 60 millimeters from lug to lug, or from end link to end link on that 45 millimeter Captain Cook, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it didn't look bad on Jody's wrist.
Yeah, it
Uh,
didn't.
it looked like a regular watch on my wrist. So dancing, trading a brick. I can't do that. um, Justin says, does the reintroduction of the Black Bay 58 place the Planet Ocean in danger? Inquiring minds, absolutely not. I think the Planet Ocean is the step up for the Black Bay 58. The 39.5 millimeter Planet Ocean is the ultimate upgrade to the Black Bay 58 for me, which is why the first time around I traded this one or the blue Black Bay 58 to get the Planet Ocean. Um, but yeah, so from that point on, I didn't have a blue watch. I really missed having a blue watch, and I kind of missed the blue watch, or missed the Black Bay 58. So that's why I came back. Um, all right. Sorry. Dave says, just I don't have the time to do roasts. I wonder if roast videos are more popular. Oh, it could
Could
be.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave says tend to get the views. I
Mhm.
mean, it's uncommon to see roasting a watch. So
Yeah, you're more likely to see rants, which I'm
yeah,
sure do well too.
yeah. Time teller
Hmm.
friends. I enjoy those.
Hmm.
Roasting is fun. The watch will get over it. Yeah,
Yeah, and I
absolutely.
enjoy like comedy roast, like the Friar Club roast.
Yeah,
Um, so roasts are fun.
yeah.
I'll take more roast videos.
That's where I kind of get a little
Yeah, they don't
nervous.
seem like a Sanjay thing.
No, no, because I mean, every joke has a little bit of truth in it. So every
Mm-hmm.
time someone jokes about something, I feel like, okay, how much of that is, what's the
Right.
percentage here? Um,
But the thing is, if the joke had no truth to it, it wouldn't be funny.
yeah,
So it's
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like there are more constructive ways to point out a flaw to someone so that they can get better. Um, hey, Nefarian, good to see you. Uh, Love the should you buy a luxury watch video, he says. Uh, hey, Uriel Morales, good to see you as well. And roast me a leg of lamb and I'm all in. That's good. Uh, Joey says I'd love to watch Sanjay cringe through a Friars Club roast. I don't even know what that is. That sounds delicious though. Fried chicken roast or something. What's a
You're
Club
yeah,
roast? Is
so
that like the
it's there's some main person that like a bunch of comedians will get up and roast that person and roast
okay?
the other people who are also presenting that day
Okay.
with just like, the craziest, filthiest jokes that they could think of.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's funny.
Sounds good. I'll take your word for it. Um, yeah, so do you want to okay, we'll do Dave's video next.
Okay.
Um, so Dave did a video on is it right to spend $5,000 US on a luxury watch? So basically, Dave was kind of considering. I know Dave's here, so sorry if I'm putting words in your mouth, Dave. But he was considering the prospect of purchasing a luxury watch now that his channel is making some money, and he he came to the decision that a luxury watch is not for him. But he was talking about, what would you even be willing to buy a luxury watch? Kind of a checklist to see if it's right for you or if you're going to end up in regret after the purchase. Um, but he had some really great points. I'll blow through the points real quick and then we can discuss the points. But the first one was, can you afford to lose $5,000? Second one was, can you afford to maintain a luxury watch? Third one, is it right to buy a luxury watch, which is one that cut deep. Uh,
Hmm.
do you really want a luxury watch? Is the fourth one. So four great points. And Dave came to the conclusion that a luxury watch is not for him. But yeah, let's kind of talk about this. So, can you afford to lose $5,000? I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so this one I completely agree with this point.
Yeah,
And unless you're buying it as an investment and keeping it in like a security deposit or a safe at your house, if you're actually wearing the watch, in your mind, you should just. I know watches hold value, and that's kind of the fun. You are able to trade in watches because they hold value, but you got to be willing to. And Dave mentions this too. If you hit your watch, and break it, or someone could steal it. There's many things that could happen. So in your mind, you just got to think of that watches. You got to, if you're spending $5,000 on a watch, to me, that's equivalent of like burning that money and it's no longer there. And
yeah,
maybe you could sell it later on, but if you can't afford for that $5,000 to be completely gone and out of your mind, yeah, you shouldn't be buying the watch.
yeah. And I totally agree with you. For me personally, when I do purchase a watch, and I don't really purchase outright recently, at least. I basically trade in what I've got, and slowly upgrade.
Hmm.
So it's never really throw down $5,000 in one shot. Um, it's more of, add a few dollars here and there until it gets up to whatever. But yeah, for me, it would really suck to lose any of my watches, right? And there would be no recovering, or it would take a long time to recover from a loss, but only in the sense of a long time for my collection to recover. So in the end, the watches are um, used money. So in
Hmm.
my head too, if a watch gets lost, it would really suck. It would really really suck, especially if I was planning to trade that watch for something else, and now it's gone, and it's basically means that I won't be able to enjoy what I was planning to get.
Hmm.
But yeah, if I was, holding on to a watch in the sense of it's an asset and I am going to sell it to be able to pay off something, or I'll sell these watches to be able to pay off mortgage, rent, whatever. That would be a really really bad news.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, this is a great point, and it's a really good word of caution, right? If you shouldn't ever extend yourself to the point where you are purchasing a watch, and that watch is there as a, I don't know, like a plan B, for paying something off. It should be like plan Y or,
Hmm. Yep.
um, but yeah. Anyway, really, really good first point. The second point was, can you afford to maintain a luxury watch? Um, I think in this case, for me, um,
You sh-
generally maintaining a watch is pretty affordable when you consider the watches that we do have, right?
I
Like
thought you were
for
going to say I've never had to pay to maintain a watch.
yeah. I've never had to pay to maintain a watch, but it does come to the forefront every once in a while. When I always think about it, um, paying to maintain a watch, it would just mean not buying or not adding to the watch fund. Um, So for
But
me,
still,
this
for
is a
people who are stretching to buy a watch and not keeping that in mind, I mean,
yeah.
you do at least have a warranty if you're buying new. That could give you some time to save up for a possible repair.
The thing is,
Um,
if you do that, if you do purchase that watch, you have 5-year warranty. It gets taken care of until then. The 6th year comes and your watch breaks. Chances are you've got a couple of watches. Like you're probably not thinking to save up for the service, right?
True.
So yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Oh no, no, that's it. That's
okay.
all I had.
No, no, yeah. Um, the next one was, is it right to buy a luxury watch? So, Dave is a Christian pastor or sorry, a missionary in Japan. I'm a Christian myself, and this one for me cut the deepest. Like man, um, Christian lingo, conviction. I was convicted. um, so here Dave was talking about how he's a follower of Jesus, because of that Jesus has taught how we are to be good stewards. Basically, in a sense, what my pastor always says is, to whom much is given, much is expected. So basically, Dave was saying it'll probably be more satisfying to use these the funds that you have to take care of your family, take care of people who are in need, and basically the moral aspect. And he wasn't, and he made sure to make sure that he wasn't projecting on people. Like he was speaking very personally about himself.
Hmm.
And I know a lot of people don't have the same values, right? Not everyone's a Christian. Um, so it was good that he did do that, and I feel like a lot of people still took it the wrong way. I saw some of the comments.
Oh, really? I
Um,
should have checked the comments. I didn't see the comments.
yeah, and people are saying that there are other ways of morality, like ways to be moral, I guess. But yeah, I feel like Dave was talking about personally himself and not projecting to others. But
Yeah,
the point was, taking care of everything else first, and then moving on to purchasing a luxury watch. You shouldn't be putting that before your family. You shouldn't be putting that before your community. You shouldn't be putting that before someone who's in need, wherever that lies in your radar. So
yeah.
for
For
me, that
me,
was
yeah, for me, I'm not religious at all, but a lot of the points he makes still can apply to anyone, and I still
yeah.
could relate to that. Taking care of family in need, friends in need, the homeless, or whatever the case is. People who could really use that money, for things like food and shelter. I think, yeah, I could definitely relate. Um, and yeah, it's something I struggle with too.
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, I've made dubious decisions, stretching a little bit to get the piece that I really wanted when, I should have just waited longer, um, to take care of other things first, whatever that may be. So yeah, that one cut. And it's good that it cut. That means that there's, work to be done. If it didn't cut, that means I'm in the clear, but
Yeah,
so
and I see Dave in the comments or in the chat saying, he's not making a judgment on other people,
yeah,
but for me, and for better or worse, I do kind of judge the higher the cost of the watch. If you got people buying a watch that's 100,000, $1 million, there's $1 million watches out there. It just seems like that money could be used for better things than the watch. It's kind of a turnoff when, Ellen, for example, has some heavy hitter watches. She has some Rolex watches that are worth a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
yeah.
And when she's given away to charity on her show wearing that watch, it's just, I know she does a lot for charity, but at the same time, it's just kind of a turnoff that she's giving this person $20,000 on the show. That's great, but she's also wearing a watch that costs $500,000. It's just a weird thing to deal with for me.
Yeah, yeah. I get how it can be bad taste, like, doing something like that, but at the same time, like, in the opposite way, um, there's so much we don't know. right?
Right,
Like,
right, right.
with Ellen or with, that MMA guy who had that insane golden bubble watch, Jacques Dro, I think.
Mm,
Um, they could be doing so much for so many people, and, this could be, their splurge. And
right,
because of that, I think that in my head too, though. Exactly what you were saying, but I always try to, like, temper it with there's so much we don't know. This is just one snapshot of this, guy's life. He could be doing he could be doing giving away 60% of his income
right, right.
and using his 40% for whatever. So, that's something my pastor taught me too, is to never, um never think that the person is just based on what they're doing. Never think that they're overspending, and being opulent on themselves just because you see one thing. But
Mhm.
um,
That's how I justify it to myself too, though. I'm like,
yeah,
"Ah, I live in a cheap house. I drive, cheap cars. I don't really spend money on other things." Any kind of way I could justify it to
yeah,
myself. And part of me buying a luxury watch was, is this worth it to me? Does this extra cost worth it? And for me, I didn't know that until, you know, I experienced it. And sometimes it takes that to know, oh, is it worth it to me?
yeah,
Um, but anyways,
yeah. No, that's such a great point. This third point should have been like the fourth point with like fireworks in the background, but because this is the one that drove the most discussion, I think.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
you picked all the videos for today, but maybe the only time I've seen all the videos prior to you picking them
yeah,
on any Watch Soup. And
yeah.
the moment I saw this video, I'm like, oh, this would be perfect for Watch Soup.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was perfect. We're so far behind on the chat that I'm just gonna dip in before the fourth point. AP was saying question zero: how do you define a luxury watch? Any watch is luxury if you have a phone, or any watch that costs more than a decent Casio would be luxury. So why the 5K price tag? That's a really great point, AP, and I used to hold to that definition of luxury as well. So I used to hold to the fact that uh, anything over $15 is a luxury because you don't need it. Like, a Starbucks coffee is a luxury over a Tim Hortons coffee or Dunkin' Donuts coffee, um, because you're paying more for the Starbucks, which you don't need. You can just have the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. But apparently, there's another facet of the word luxury, and um, I think Dave did a good um, explanation of luxury. He was talking about middle income American household. So that's how he came to the 5K price tag. So if yeah, just check out the video. I think he laid the foundation pretty well. Um, I don't know if you wanted to add to that, Keith, or
No.
yeah. Relative time. Hey, good to see you, sir. In some ways, it's like gambling. Never bring money into the casino that you casino that you can't afford to lose. Yeah. Um, a man's got to know his limitations. Seems to apply. Absolutely. Um, Paul says I also struggle with Emperor's New Clothes too. I hate adorning and decorating myself, but here we are. That's a good one, Paul. uh, let's see. You're a man of contradictions, Paul. Same here. Yeah, same here.
Yeah, me too. Full of contradictions.
um, Wolfgang, hey, good to see you, sir. Hope you had a safe flight, enjoyable one at that. Um, Underachieving Watch Color says, I do donate to charity, but I'm also a fan of Rolex, which is also a charity. That's a good one.
You're telling yourself that.
Yeah, that's a good one. No, they're actually a charitable organization.
Yeah, but I don't think do they disclose what they give to? I don't think they do, but I don't know.
No, I'm not sure. Corey says, as a Christian myself, his third point hit the most. Being a good steward of what has been given to me is extremely important. Very good for me to keep in mind. Yeah, good point. Um, Sean says, Dave's message could be applied to anything, prioritizing what's important, and that differs for everyone. Yes, yeah. Um, All right. Let's see. Like I must have missed a couple of conversations here. Um, make sure to steer clear of using Mr. Joel Osteen as a measuring stick. Oh man, he's not a good measuring stick. Um, as long as that's covered, I'm fine. That guy, yeah.
Yikes.
I don't know if you heard of Joel Osteen, but
I have, yeah.
yeah, no, no,
Similar
no.
thoughts to the Tutor Royale. No.
Yeah. Oh, that's harsh. For the tutor royale, I mean. Um, Archie buys Patek, but won't buy his son bedroom curtains.
Yeah, you do have to have your priorities in line. If you have stuff that you should be spending, you should be putting money towards. Like
Yeah,
if you have a luxury watch, but you can't afford to replace your air conditioner if it goes out. Yeah, you
yeah,
gotta have your priorities.
absolutely, yeah. Jared, how's it going, Mr. Seattle Sounders? Good to see you. It feels like I haven't seen you in a while. Um, I like going to a food bank with a Rushad meal on your wrist. Oh, I feel like that happened. Did that happen with the timepiece gentleman? I don't know. Um, yeah, yeah. Like this morning, I went to church with my Planet Ocean on my wrist, and I felt really awkward. Like
Mm,
I forgot to take it off. I usually put on, a dress watch, my Seiko Alpinist or my Grand Seiko SBG Y003. Again, ludicrously priced watches. Um, and but the Planet Ocean is really blingy, and it's really shiny, and I felt like it was a wrong place to wear that watch, and
mm.
I felt horrible. Um, okay, so let's skip down a bit. I'm sorry, guys, if I missed anything. Steve with a good point here. I wouldn't judge someone for doing charity while wearing a crazy expensive watch. The help should be done in a low key manner, where only the recipient sees. I would be happy that the person is giving. Yeah, yeah. I entirely agree with you. It's just there's a look that is portrayed, I guess, to the others that could be at least what we call a stumbling block. Could cause someone to doubt or question some things, and that's kind of um my perspective to not wearing something really flashy while doing some charitable work. But if they're okay with it, then that's great too. But yeah,
Yeah, it's just hard. There's no there's no defined line of what's right and what's wrong. It's a very gray area, and my
yeah,
opinion on it changes every day, and it's tough to think about.
yeah, for sure. um okay, so
Well, there's a oh, go ahead.
oh no, what were you gonna say?
I just don't want you to forget there's one more point to the video.
Yes, yes, yes. um Yeah. Thanks, Sanjay says AP. I like to view luxury as versus non-luxury as paying for tech. Good tech can be so inspiring. Example: Spring Drive, Tourbillon. Yeah. Um, Wilson says it's okay to have the Planet Ocean if you drink from the chalice. Yes. The oh, wait. I got a prop here. The ultimate grail. uh, I did that just for you, Wilson. Just for you. Um, Yes, Paul, you make a really great point. No one notices watches, which is great.
hmm
Yeah.
Which is a point for me to bring up during the Kevin O'Leary
Oh
thing.
yes. Oh man, we're so far behind
Yeah,
this.
I know. We got to get moving here.
Yeah, yeah. The last point from Dave was, do you really want a luxury watch? Um, for me, this was a resounding yes.
Yeah.
uh,
I do think there's people in the watch hobby who are told, or feel like they're being told that they want a luxury watch. And
right.
they really need to think about, is that what you want?
Yeah.
And I like Dave's point of saying, here's the other things you could buy instead. Like you could literally replace all the appliances in your house.
Yeah.
And as someone, we've lived here for 12 years, and the appliances were not new. We've never replaced a single appliance.
Yeah.
Although me, it's like as long as they're working, that's all I really care about. But it is something to think about. Like, it would be nice to have all new stuff, and this is one watch, one luxury watch away from doing that, or
Yeah.
travel. That he brings up. Um,
Yeah,
so
it was
again, this is weighing against other stuff in your life.
yeah. I really like this point because it kind of felt like it turned into a Price is Right episode, yeah, especially with the graphics.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
was great. I was laughing a bit, but it's so true. Like, you could travel. I guess travel for my family right now is pretty hard. I mean, Dave has a pretty large family as well, um, but yeah, there's no way I'm getting on a plane with 3 toddlers. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, appliances is a really great point. Home theater system is a really great point. None of those things move the needle for me. For me, I really love watches. I mean, appliances is more of a need, but um, yeah, if they're working, they're fine for me too. um, so yeah, let's move on. Thanks,
But
Dave, for
while
such.
he's watching, I really like the 80s music in the intro of that video. I don't know how often he
Yeah,
uses it, but that was a good choice.
right. No, I feel like I've heard that a few times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Sorry.
no, no, no. So let's quickly move on to this Kevin O'Leary video. Um, so there were 2 videos. Teddy's video came out, I think, yesterday or the day before. He was what were they talking about? They were doing a Q&A
Oh,
in
yeah, yeah.
on Teddy's video.
Mhm.
Um, kind of investment quality questions, I guess. It wasn't that interesting. I found Kevin's video talking about affordable watches was a bit more interesting. Let me actually change the banner here.
Yeah, the reason
Uh,
I watch this is because I'm usually not into the Kevin O'Leary videos, but I'm really curious what watches they're gonna talk about. So that's what made me tune in.
yeah,
Um,
I was surprised you actually watched this because I know you've mentioned in the past that you not really enjoyed Kevin O'Leary.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
we were kind of talking about that too, but um, yeah. So he brings up all these different watches. Kevin O'Leary roasts a couple of them, 2 of them really. I thought that was pretty funny. Um, it was, the usual conversation that Teddy and Kevin have. Teddy showing like these watches that are on, most of them are on his website, and Kevin giving an impression on whether he likes the watch or not. But he went from uh, Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 all the way up
Mhm.
to a Zenith El Primero Glasuta CQ. Um, and yeah, so any hot takes that you want to talk about, Keith?
Well, my hot takes, first of all, it was funny seeing him roast Zodiac and Golf
Yes.
Shoot.
Yeah. What do you
But,
think of the Seawolf yourself? Like, do you like the
uh,
Zodiac Super Seawolf? Wolf?
I've never experienced one. I
Okay.
don't really have much interest, and there's not much of a draw to them. I
Yeah.
haven't heard that many great things, but yeah, I have no opinion really.
Yeah. It was
I
funny
like
how he
how
thought
they're
it was 17K at first
Oh, yeah,
when he
yeah.
said 17.
I like how, they're creative with their colors and stuff. Um, they're definitely a limited edition
Yeah.
to the max
Yeah.
type of watch company. So,
Yeah.
but what stuck out to me in this video, not well, the watches themselves. So he asked Teddy to define what affordable means, and Teddy kind of in my opinion, kind of weaseled his way out of answering that question. He said it's different for everyone,
Yeah.
and Kevin O'Leary said he considers it really affordable if it's $1,200 and under. And to me, this is just kind of out of touch. Like, if you were to talk to your friends and family and saying, "Oh, this watch is really affordable. It's only $1,200." I feel like you'd get laughed at. So,
Well, I mean, I I kind of get it though. I mean, especially if was Teddy the one who said that? I
no,
didn't.
Kevin was.
Okay, I feel like that was really good on for Kevin.
Oh, for Kevin,
Also,
maybe. For
yeah,
Kevin, him.
also that a phone now is hitting that $1,200 mark,
Right,
right?
right.
So, for someone to, yeah, I guess it would be really crass to call $1,200 affordable any way you slice it, but
I like the word attainable.
okay, yeah,
I think that's a
that's
little
a good word.
better.
Yeah,
Um,
good point.
And then Teddy showed him the seagull, which is $300.
Yeah.
And Kevin's like, "Oh, that's just the price of a dinner." It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've never paid $300 for dinner in my life.
Yeah. Oh, I came close. It was a surprise. Um, one time we were at Niagara Falls and took all the kids to the hotel dinner. So we all just had all you can eat, and it came up to like $250. And I was
Oh my gosh.
like,
Well,
but
I hope
that's
you got
funny.
your money's worth out of all you can eat.
Well, it's kind of hard to eat with the kids because they're all scattered. They're looking at different things. They want to grab stuff. The plate could break. And anyway, um, yeah, I thought that was funny, and I think Teddy caught that too because he said, "Well, you got some budget for dinner, Kevin." I think he
Yeah.
said he commented on that, so that was really funny. Um, did you have any thoughts on the Hamilton and Cocky when he said the winding action is really great, is really scratchy?
Yeah, I didn't get the word scratchy. I do think the winding is great, but I don't scratchy. Where does that come from?
No, because the 2824 is really like really rough. The when you wind it, it doesn't feel good.
Huh.
But
Oh, okay,
some people
because they're
liked it.
doing the automatic and I have the hand wind. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Cocky King 38, I think is what
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
called.
yeah. And yeah, I don't think I've wound a 2824, but I have wound a Solita 200, and I think
200.
it is scratchy. I think
Yeah,
that's a great way to describe it. Yeah,
it
yeah,
is. It
yeah.
really is. It feels awful. But it's nice that Kevin liked it. So maybe watch manufacturers will like AP and VC will move to scratchy movements. It
I
was
mean, the Miyota I have is even scratchier, if that can
yeah.
say even a thing. So,
Yeah, that's one thing I liked about Seiko's 6R movements. They actually feel kind of nice to wind, have a nice click rather than a scratchy
mm,
squeal.
okay.
Um, but yeah, we got to talk about the Geo. He was not impressed when, especially when he heard that it was in the $10,000 mark. Yeah, you could see him wince, and he was like, "Oh, it's just another diver. What's up with
Yeah.
this?" And I feel like I don't know. I kind of get it. There's nothing
Mm,
to differentiate that watch to let you know that you have. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it looks like an SPB 213
mm-hmm.
or a 143. Like it looks a lot like the 62 mass case shape, um, because it has the square lug opening, and the radial brushing on and the finishing is somewhat similar as well. So
Yeah.
you could easily swap in a Seiko and think that it's the same thing. But I mean, the bracelet's crazy complicated. It's a really nice watch.
Yeah, I would
Um,
love for someone to like erase my memory and then hand me that watch and for me to guess how much it is. Because
yeah,
I probably wouldn't come close to 10,000. I've never seen it in
yeah,
person, so just based on what I see in videos and stuff, I think the first time I knew how much it was, it was a surprise.
yeah,
Um, but I'm sure there's something I'm missing. One thing to point out in this video too, this is an aside, is you know Teddy definitely has an incentive for picking the watches that he did.
yeah,
I looked at his website and he picked 11 watches and 8 of them he's an AD for.
yeah.
So definitely he skews towards ones that someone could go to his website and buy.
And
And
in a
I'm
sense, I kind of get it because he actually had the watches there, so he
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
has
yeah.
to pick from what he has, right?
Right, right, right.
But at the same time, it does have the convenient side effect of being something that Kevin O'Leary, this billionaire, comments on. So
Right. I'd be curious to know who goes on Teddy's website. I mean, I'm sure he's doing well, but he carries a lot of brands that are known for giving discounts.
right,
He tends to cater to watch enthusiasts. So who's going online and buying those watches? But you can make that argument for uh um oh my god, I'm blanking on the Hodinkee or Worn and Wound. You can make
yeah,
that point for a lot of websites, but yeah, it's interesting.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's a good point. Um, uh, yeah, Justin mentioned here that Teddy is working for himself, never never doubt that. And
Hmm.
he should be. Um, he is giving great content. He should be
Yeah,
rewarded for
and
it.
it's a
So
good business move too. I just the viewer should know that he's picking your
absolutely,
watches for a reason. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And they mentioned that he's a dealer on his channel, but they didn't
Okay, yeah.
really mention it on Kevin O'Leary's channel.
Yeah, I don't
So
recall them mentioning it at all.
yeah, I didn't check the description. I don't know if there was a link to teddybaldessar.com.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not sponsored to say that, by the way, but now you guys all know where Teddy's website is. um,
You know what's funny? Sorry, I know we're running over time, but
oh no, that's fine.
that Mark from Long On Watch brought up that he was kind of perturbed that Teddy sells Hamilton because he was trying to sell Hamilton for a while and they kept saying no, no, no. And then
I
he's like, all
remember
of a
that.
sudden, this YouTuber selling watches and they let him sell their watches.
Yeah,
But anyways, one other thing I'm jumping around that I didn't want to forget to bring up is Kevin O'Leary seems to be focused on conversation starter watches.
yeah.
And maybe I have the wrong watches, but my watches have never been conversation starters. No one's ever brought them up. But he also, hangs out with people that might be in a different wealth category than the people I normally hang out with, and maybe they're more into watches. I don't really know, but I'm curious to know. And people know that he's into watches, so they're more prone to asking. As a celebrity who's known for being into watches, I'm sure a lot of people ask him about that. But buying a
And
watch for a conversation starter just seems like a complete waste for
yeah,
us.
yeah,
For us
and he
nobodies,
has a bright red strap on all of his watches,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that's kind of, eye-catching, especially if you're, like, buttoning your shirt, fixing your tie, out in the open. Someone's bound to comment on it. I'm sure that would happen to me if I had a bright orange strap or,
Right,
bright
that
red
could be,
strap
yeah.
also. So, because I used to do that when I wore smartwatches. I had, like, really bright colored straps to go with my smartwatch, and I did
Mhm.
get tons of comments on them.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, everyone was like, what is that?" Um, so
But
the
no one
strap, I
pointed
think.
out your blingy, Planet Ocean at church or anything?
No.
No?
Well, I was always like, I was pulling my cuff over it
Uh,
the whole time. So yeah.
Sanjay, why is one arm much shorter than the other? Oh, don't worry about it.
It turned out to be, yeah, the day was leading song leading too. Like,
Oh, okay.
everyone was away, and I was like the only guy able to just sing, I guess. And
Oh,
I'm
wow.
up there on the pulpit with the Planet Ocean. I was like, "Oh, man."
So you sang by yourself?
No, no, just to help, like, the
Oh,
congregation to
conducting
start
kinda.
singing, because you
Oh,
kinda have
okay.
to have a strong voice to start the song, and then it kinda holds itself. But, like, to set the note where to start,
Oh, yeah.
like, if I can start low and everyone will be going,
Oh, yeah,
or I
yeah.
can start high and everyone will be
Right.
stretching to try and hit the high notes,
Mm.
so someone has to be able to set the note. Um, but yeah, that was a weird tangent. Sorry. Uh, but yeah, let's jump in and chat and call it a night, because we are way over, but I don't want to neglect some of the stuff you guys have said. Nefarian says, I'm sorry, I like Kevin O'Leary. He's so insufferable, it's endearing. I absolutely agree with you. I love Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah, and
um,
well, we were talking earlier, and I do like him on Shark Tank. I think he's really good on that show.
yeah,
He
yeah,
brings a interesting dynamic.
yeah. Yeah, I love his quotes. Like, from Shark Tank. Watch out for the foot because you're a cockroach and it's about to crush you.
Yeah.
Just the stuff like that. It's really, really arrogant, but he's not really like that. At least I don't think so. It's because it's kind of a show. I can laugh with it.
Right, right.
Um, and I feel the same way with some of these watch stuff. Like, it's kind of a show. Especially, I feel like he's got to know that he's sounding a little silly when he says maison and collection and
Right, right, right.
stuff like that. I feel
I
like
do think
he
he's
has
doing
to
that
know.
for comedic value.
Yeah, he has
Collection,
to be
yeah.
done that,
Yeah, yeah.
which makes him really endearing to me too.
Yeah.
So, um, Everyday Watch Guy says, or Torn, sorry, Torn. We should do a Canadian live stream with Kevin. Oh man, can you imagine? Uh, Joey says, love that Teddy brought up and ordained. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that was cool to see.
yeah, it was nice. Um,
I know I'm known for being the microbrand guy. It would have been nice for one microbrand to be on there instead of the seagull. Maybe do the Baltic with that seagull movement or a Formex or something. Like I'd be
yeah,
curious just to see his take on it, but that's just me.
yeah. Well, Anordain's microbrand, right? So one of them got
I
theirs.
hear the argument that are they microbrand or are they independent? It's kind of a weird in between, I guess. But yeah, it was great to see Ann Ordain on there.
Yeah. Apparently, Teddy said anything on my website is affordable. I didn't hear that part, but
Hmm.
maybe he did. Yeah. Or maybe Wilson's pulling our legs right now. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't think I remember him saying that.
know. Looking forward to being in your presence soon. Uh, oh wait, is Kai here? Is that Kai? I must have missed it. Because Kai's known as Lord Lofi. Um, and I don't know if Wolfgang was playing on that. Oh, there is Lord Lofi. There you are. Hey Kai, how's it going? um, let's see. Paul says yes. You would. $1,200 is being generous. Corey says hand wound KFM is buttery smooth. Oh, Cocky Field Mechanic, right? It is. It is really smooth. Any of the hand wound ETA movements are absolutely wonderful. The Unitas hand wound is so nice. Um, the two, I forget the hand wound version of the ETA, but 2824. But anyway, STP 111 is really grainy. Agreed. Because it's a clone of the 2824, right? So it all kind of is part of the characteristic of the SW200, 2824, STP 111. Um, Dave says, yeah, come to think of it, all the ETA 2824 based movements and clones I've tried have sort of tight, rough winding. Yeah. 2824 and Tudor Rose is not bad from what I remember. Yeah, and the 2824 on the Breitling Super Ocean, not the Heritage, but just the Super Ocean is really nice too. So they modified it to feel decent. Um, Farron also saying you don't want to hand wind to 2824. They cannot handle it. Yeah, the reversing gears, I think, shear or something like that. Sorry guys, I'm jumping a little bit here. Hey, Dis is here. Good to see you, Dis. Hope you're well. I am well. Thank you, sir. Um, Dave says the only conversation starter I've had was my MVMT when I first started getting into watches. Um, Jason says, I don't mind people pushing what they sell, but I tune out once it sounds too much like a commercial. I hear you. Okay. Hey, Jason is here too. Good to see you, Jason. I'm so sorry I'm skipping through here because we are running out of time. Tom Austin, good to see you. Did you see the new SPGA 465? Similar to the Snowflake, but 40 millimeter in steel. I did see that. Um, I didn't see it. I did hear about it. But I will have to take a closer look. Okay. Peter, he says time for Sanchez to sing. Uh, that's funny. Chaz saying the same thing. Always start Steve Perry high, says Jason. Oh, good job, guys. uh, anyway, want to hear Sanjay sing. Okay. All right, moving on. All right, guys. It was really nice chatting with you all. Keith, thank you so much for coming in short notice. We had a blast. I really enjoy chatting with you. So
Yeah, same here. Thanks for having me.
no, pleasure is all mine. And everyone in the chat, it was so good to see you all again. And chat with you. Thank you, Shane from Relative Time, and Dave from Just the Watch for being here too. Really cool. Torin, good to see you, and everyone here. I shouldn't have named anyone. Now I have to kind of name everyone.
Name every single
Uh,
person.
yeah. Wolfgang, Steve, uh, Jason, Bill, man, Corey, Bruce, Pale Horse. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there. But it was so good to hang out with you guys. I will see you guys next week. No, I'll see you guys Tuesday. Amin is taking the steering wheel back on the Tuesday night live, so I'll be
Which is awesome.
on the.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having Amin back full time. Well, full time. It's not a job, but um, yeah. Keith, do you have anything to plug in?
Nothing at all.
Alrighty. Well, I don't have any reviews coming up either, but it was so good to see you all. And I'll see you on Tuesday night, and on this channel, I'll see you Saturday night. All right, guys. Take care, everyone. Stay safe out there, and you guys are all infinitely valuable. Every one of you, even if you don't like me, infinitely valuable.